Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. So, we travel to Jamaica pretty often, and people ask us all the time, SouFlo, give us a link to some of the places that you stayed. So, I figured I would just remaster this one vlog right here because this was one of my favorite places to ever stay in Jamaica, and you'll see why in a minute. Now, stay tuned for the professional, beautiful pictures that will come at the end of this video, of this short video. But in the meantime, let me walk you through all this. And I know. There I was with my island boy vibes. Somebody is gonna say, I don't know when your hair got like that, but it was like that for a minute. Yes, in my Rastaman vibes. This pool that you're seeing here, overlooking the Caribbean Ocean, this is one of the most favorite pools I've ever been in, and I'll get you into the vibes in a minute. The name of this place though is called the West Ender Inn, and it is in Negril, Jamaica. Yes, that's Kai. Kai is now 5 years old. At the time when we went to this place, this was during the pandemic. That's Milani. It shows you how fast children have grown. Milani was 1 there. She is 3 now. So this is 2 years ago. And this is Makai. He was 3 then, and he is 5 years old now. Y'all know how I do already, man. I take my family everywhere with me, and especially when it's vacation time. Now you see this yard? Look at the space of the yard, and I'm zooming in to show you where we were staying. Now this particular cabin wasn't ours. Our cabin was located behind this cabin. This place is not all cabins though. They have another side to this place that has apartments or condos. But we stayed on the side where we could have a whole house to ourselves because I just love space, and they are beautiful. If you could get it, don't go for the apartments, go for one of the cabins. I'm telling you, the cabins are well worth it, and it's just a short walk down to the pool. As you can see, we spent a lot of time in this pool right here. The pool is located, those steps over there that you see Makai in his blue shirt and red shorts, those steps lead to their dining area. It leads to their kitchen area, their bar area, and the steps going up leads to the roof where you can also go chill and have a nice view over on top of the roof, right? We spent a lot of time in this pool. We spent a lot of time in this pool because the pool was warm. Now you got to remember, this is during the pandemic, right? We flew into Jamaica during the pandemic, so there wasn't much movement going on, and the place wasn't overcrowded and hustling and bustling. It was relatively quiet at the time that we went in. I suppose now that if you should go now, you would see a lot more people there because, I mean, look at the location. Location. And when I tell you that family, it is family oriented, that's exactly what it is. Now you can come here, of course, if you want to duck off somewhere nice with a loved one or a lover, so to speak. You could see how this place could also be very romantic, right? Right. But in the space of being very romantic, it's also very nice and quiet space to have shared time with family. As you can see, I think Kai had picked a handful of leaves and he was chewing on them. And there I was enjoying the view, and I turned around and he had a mouthful of leaves, and I panicked because I didn't know if the leaves were poisonous or if they were going to be scratching his mouth or what the outcome was going to be, right? So I ran up there, got the leaves out of his mouth, and I was there enjoying myself, man, in a serenity, just unwinding. I tell people all the time that when I go to Jamaica, it really feels like a pressure, a burden has been lifted off of me. When I'm in Jamaica, I really get lost in Jamaica. I have no worries. I have no worries at all whatsoever. I mean, look at me out here. Do I look worried? Right? And this pool right here, this was one of the favorite highlights of this trip. I wanted to come back to this pool later on in the nighttime, but because it was the pandemic and because the people who they actually have services here as well, so we could have had a babysitter who would have been with the children at the house, the cabin that we had, which was right across the street, and then me and wifey would have went down here at nighttime, and you know what I'm saying, do a little couples thing, a little lovers thing, but we couldn't do it. But I really wanted to come here in the nighttime. Now this pool is a saltwater pool, and this saltwater pool is at the level of the sea. You can see those waves rushing in, and sometimes the waves get really high, look, and then they bang up on the side of the pool and they hit you in the pool. And one thing about Jamaica and about the water in Jamaica, anybody who's been there will tell you, it's like the water is never cold. You can jump in that water. I'm talking about the sea water, not a pool, because a pool, somebody could heat the water. But a sea, the beach, the water is never cold. You can jump in at midnight. You can jump in at 2 a.m. You can jump in at 6 o'clock in the morning. You can eat breakfast at 8, 9 o'clock and then jump in the water. The water is always warm. And not just a regular warm, it's the kind of warm where it feels like somebody turned a heater on in the water. It's therapeutic, it's hard to explain. Listen, you just gotta book a ticket for yourself, man, and go there and see it. But don't forget the name of this location, the West Enders Inn. The West Ender Inn, located in Negril, Jamaica. Now, when we get to the end of this video where I can show you the pictures, you will see better what I mean, and I'll explain to you how it works, so you can go here too and have a good time like we did. Right now, that's us walking back from the pool over to our, I don't want to say hut, because it wasn't a hut, it was literally a whole house. We had a 2-bedroom house, and the 2-bedroom house, actually 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, had a living room, had a full kitchen area, dining area. The ceilings were really high, and I'm a fan of high ceilings. I mean really, really high. We had a front porch on the house. The front porch was nicely decorated with nice furnitures, lounge chair, and it was fully screened in. So no mosquitoes and bugs or anything was gonna bother you, and you could lay out on the front porch of the house and just chill. The story that I told, that I had smoked a lick of spliff and I was staring at the light and I thought it was the sun coming up in the morning, and about staring at it for about 5-10 minutes before I realized that I was actually staring at a lamp post and it was a bulb. Because the ganja was so good, right? This was the location that I was at. It was so serene and so surreal, and I was all into it. I'm telling you, for those of you who've been asking, SouFlo, where do y'all stay? Drop some locations. I'm telling you one of them right now. If you mean yourself any good, you would definitely be trying to book into the West Ender Inn. Look at wifey and baby, and then look at me and Makai. So she takes the girl, I take the boy. I was telling her the other day too, I said, look at you, your womb is so blessed, which is something we say in our culture. Your womb is blessed. Because she gave me a boy and a girl back to back, and the boy came and then the girl came right after, right? And we have our perfect pair, and she has her little girl where she can do hair all the time and all that girly stuff, and I got my little boy where I can do boy stuff and man stuff all the time. Perfect, right? So here we are, and we're closing out the vacation, and then we'll get into the pictures. Now, this right here is to give you a look at the yard, and you can see the cottages around the yard. Those cottages are located on the other side. This place is split in two. So that blue house is the house that's right in front of ours. As you can see, there's a mountain that's right there. So when I talk about security, I don't think there's any place more secure than this, because in order to even get in this property, you would have to scale down this mountain right here, and those lime rocks are sharp as hell. But and I'm a big person of safety, for safety. Now this is the gate entering into the property on one side. Now that's the pool you just saw us in, overlooking the Caribbean Ocean. This right here is the other side where they have the apartments, which you are closer to the ocean on the other side. If you don't get a cottage like we did and you get an apartment instead, then this is the side that you would be put on, right? It is still beautiful, and this is a look from inside one of the rooms from this side, and you can see the ocean is right outside your window right there, right? This is a look from the kitchen, dining area, and those steps leading up were leading up to the big pool you just saw us in. And this right here is their bar and grill and kitchen area, which has everything in it that you could want. You can order your food. The food is prepared on demand, and they have top shelf drinks and all that. I mean, everything is here at the West Ender Inn. Now check out this view, watching the sun go down in Jamaica. Imagine that, right? With a drink, one of your favorite drinks. I don't know if you drink something with the umbrella in it or you take something stronger, but just look at the view overlooking the Caribbean Ocean or the Caribbean Sea. And here's a look at one of the cottages. This cottage is right next to the cottage that we had. If you notice how the front is fully screened in, right? So that's, like I said, no bugs and mosquitoes will bother you. You can sit out front, relax, drop your chair back, enjoy the evening, whatever. And then look at the size of the yard. Now that greenhouse behind the blue house, that was the exact same house we stayed in. And this is what the yard looks like walking on the ground. I was out here flying my drone, but I didn't get drone shots because I didn't know how to work the drone properly. And here's a more up close look. This is exactly the spot that we stayed in. So this was our house, the greenhouse. That was our cottage. Ceilings are really high. It's really big on the inside. We had a whole lot of space. We just had to walk across that yard, and then boom, we were there, right? And here's another look at the apartment side. Now this isn't the only, this is just one of them. I think this is like the honeymoon suites, but they have more apartments there. That's the proper spelling, proper name. West Ender Inn, Negril, Jamaica, restaurant, bar, resort, etc., etc. Right? That's the gate. And I tell you, this place is very secured. Very secured, completely gated around, completely wall built around it, and mountains backing it. This pool, I can't say enough good things about it. And as you can see, the staircases over there, the ones leading down, it leads to the bar that you just saw. So you can go from the bar right up them steps, strip your clothes down, jump right in that warm pool. And this is a look from in front of those honeymoon suites over on the other side. And there goes that saltwater pool that's down by the ocean right there. And the ocean will come in and hit up against that saltwater pool and wet you while you're in it. It's just something to experience, right? There's a better look at the same location again. And as you can see, just imagine this view right here for about a week. It's breathtaking, okay? Simply breathtaking. I cannot explain it to you any other way. Now, this pool right here, I fell in love with this pool right here. I don't know why, but I guess you can guess why. I mean, look at the view. Look at the view. What more can you say? And plus, with people surrounding people that love you, or you love, or whatever the case may be, your favorite drink, etc. And here's another look at the saltwater pool that's built into the rocks. Very comforting. And you can actually even go and swim in the ocean, because if you look at the aerial view, look over to where the pools are located, and then you will see that there are stairs that are built that you can climb off the rock and jump into the ocean and swim in the ocean. I wouldn't advise you to swim in this ocean. People go snorkeling here, deep sea diving here. I wouldn't advise you to go there unless you are an expert swimmer. deep sea diver, etc. Right? I just stayed right up here on the rock where the pools were. I'm not no expert deep sea diver, and it's kind of jagged out there, but it's beautiful. And we've come to the end of the video, and there's wifey smiling with the kids, right? And it's the end of this video. Please tell me what you think about the video. Please tell me if you are ever thinking about going there, and if you do, I wish you all the best, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.